Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I want to talk to you about something that is not something I'm a huge fan of, but it is a big part, unfortunately, of YouTube and Instagram, and frankly, the entire social media these days, and that is, of course, influencer marketing. Today, my goal is first off to share with you some of the crap I get in my inbox on a regular basis, and then to talk a little bit about influencer marketing, what it looks like, what you have to watch out for, and just to give you a little bit more information from somebody who is unfortunately sort of on the wrong side of the whole equation here. So the thing is, as my channel has gotten bigger and bigger, I get more and more requests, more and more solicitations. And in many cases, these are super welcome, right? You know, companies who are in my space, who are doing things like watches, pens, knives, everyday carry gear, for whom it makes a great deal of sense for me to feature them. And I get these folks all the time. They're often fans, or at the very least, they respect what I'm doing. And they'll read my website, they'll agree to my disclaimer, where I tell them I'm talking about the good, the great, the bad, the ugly. They know for damn sure this is going to show up on the table. They know exactly what they're getting into. And those are the kinds of things that are always welcome. It never really bothers me when a maker sends me a solicitation for a product that actually kind of makes sense for my channel, even if it is just a little bit oblique, right? That's not really a problem, because that's one of the ways that I find interesting gear to give, to tell you guys about, and to sort through the gems and the junk and the et cetera there. So that's not a problem. What is a problem is the amount of unadulterated crap that shows up in my inbox simply because I have a YouTube channel with some number of followers. And I've been keeping a file of influencer crap is the folder name. That will hopefully demonstrate a little bit of what I'm talking about here. I've redacted these all, partly because I don't want to give these companies an ounce of freaking publicity, and partly because, frankly, it's a little bit classless to do it otherwise. So, but this should give you a good sense of the kinds of stuff I'm doing. So, question about your Instagram. Not sure if you realize it, but my Instagram profile looks great. No, I don't realize that because it ain't true. I work for an influencer agency called blah, blah, blah. We're looking for fashion and lifestyle influencers for some exciting collabs. Totally see me fitting in. I am a fashion blogger. Then they detail some of the brands they work with. One is sportswear, one's beer, and another one is apparently eyeglasses, although I'd never freaking heard of them. If you haven't heard of this is the name. Our clients give generous gifts in exchange for your Instagram post or story. You never have to post about stuff you don't like, and we help you grow your personal brand. Oh boy, I'm going to grow my brand. Would I like to give it a try? The answer is no, absolutely not, right? Like at some level, it's the never have to post about stuff you don't like thing is, that's nice, but at the same time, that's also just sort of hiding the whole thing. This is the kind of stuff that is very, very common, and different agencies, I'll get like 5 or 10 of these kinds of things a week. I also get a bunch of apps and things like that are targeted at influencers, not knowing that one of the things I dislike most is to be called an influencer, because I think it's a little bit different. But anyways, this is an exclusive invite to this new app's soft launch. We have a soft launch of our app on the App Store. Our purpose is to help searching and connecting social media influencers and content creators with brands and companies by searching and swiping right. Wait, I think I swiped left. Well, I guess that's probably subconscious, right? Lefties, I don't like you. I've never been on freaking Tinder. Anyways, we wanted to let a select number of brands and influencers create a profile, test out the functionality. Love for you to check it out and give us feedback. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Dude, you missed the great. That's how I know you're not a fan. Any issues you experience, etc. Look, again, I kind of get it because these folks are looking at me as their target market, but I'm kind of not, right? This isn't the kind of thing I'm after, and I can't imagine using this app to swipe right and being like, hey, holy crap. Here's Herman Knives, right? I don't think that's going to be a thing. But this is a constant sort of trickle of people trying to do the next, oh, we're going to let you engage with your fans like never before. I'm like, no, you're not. That gets a little annoying. But the thing is, the things directly targeting influencers, a little awkward. But then you get the people trying to send products. So for instance, check this one out. Hope you're doing great. We've been following your profile. Thank you. Thought to reach out if I'd be open to collaborate. Set up a phone call. Let's make it a win-win situation. For the PR package, here's what you need to do. Unbox our package. Let the audience know how excited I am. Spread the word. Oh, I'm excited already. Post a minimum of 1 photo video on at least one of my social handles. I don't use Facebook or Pinterest. Don't forget the story section. Oh, I won't. Write an engaging caption to influence my audience. Dude, it's just going to be a pun. You know this, I know this, let's cut the pretense. Let us know once you've shared the post. We'd like to post it on our social accounts and tag me. Now let's come to the pricing section. Here's what we need to know. Charges for a story post, because a lot of influencers will actually have a distinct like $2,500 to picture your thing in my Instagram story. Charges for a newsfeed post. Charges for the highlight section, which I honestly don't even know what that is, but I'm sure it makes sense to somebody else. Looking forward to your prompt response. Have a good day. Thank you. You might be thinking to yourself, Nick, what's so bad about that? They didn't tell me what the product is. In no place in this freaking email did they tell me what they were selling. Like, not that I would have responded any differently, but they didn't even mention what the hell they're selling. They're just sending this along, wanting me to promise to swipe left or what. No, this is the engaging caption for something I don't even know what they're selling me. Come on, that's ridiculous. But the thing is, it gets worse when I know what they're selling me, because then I get crap like this. This is a company that makes necklaces with a little letter and fake diamonds on the back of it, made of high-quality brass material, 14-karat gold, filled. I don't think they're understanding what they're writing here, because that would imply that the outside is brass and the inside is 14-karat gold, which, I mean, could be a thing, but I don't feel like that's a thing. But it's A to Z, 26 letters. We're giving out free new necklaces for people to test. Yeah, no. Why? In what universe am I doing a heart-shaped necklace with an N on it for Nick freaking Shabazz? No, absolutely not. Why did these people find me, and why do they think I care? But then it gets better, because it's not just one thing. You will get these companies. The Amazon folks are a very, it's a whole thing. And this is, by the way, a very old email address I don't really use anymore. This is an older one. Sorry to disturb you. See, that's nice at least. This is the seller blah blah on Amazon. We need people to like and follow our page. Here is our product list. Voice record, electric arc lighter, small desk fan, salad cutter bowl, macrame plant hanger. So if you guys want a macrame plant hanger review, boy, do you know where to talk to, right? You can check below. I get a free product sample, and they help me to make a product giveaway and contest. This is a great way to give back to my most loyal followers with a nice macrame plant holder or small desk fan, and show appreciation for the continued support. What they need is a follower of me who is interested in giveaway contest must like and follow our Facebook page, sign up for our newsletter, so that we can contact the winners to receive their prize. Usually we can provide for 3 free product to 3 winners. The 3 product prize can be same or, yeah. This is the kind of thing, and then the rest of this email was a bunch of pictures of voice record, electric arc lighter, and macrame plant hanger, which didn't look so swinging, by the way. But anyways, this is the kind of crazy stuff I get. But then, maybe best of all was this one that came to me recently. Hello, dear friend. How have you been recently? The products that we have worked with you before. No, this is the brand name. I've never reviewed anything with a brand name ending in baby, just so you know that. We've worked with you before, and the effects are good. Again, no, you haven't. We have now opened up new areas, mother and baby products, such as electric breast pumps, breast warmers, wireless breast warmers, etc. I didn't even know breast warmers were a thing. But anyways, would you mind cooperating with us to enjoy new product from the baby, whatever it is? I will really appreciate if we can cooperate with something. The following are pictures of our 2 products. There were not pictures attached. Please check. I'm looking forward to your reply. These people genuinely thought it was a good idea to reach out to Nick freaking Shabazz, who, for those of you not in the loop, does knives, pens, watches, everyday carry gear, and, maybe I'm going to be interested in electric breast pumps, breast warmers, and wireless breast warmers, because this is the kind of crap that I wake up to every day. And you know what? I'm a lucky man. I am very, very happy that I have the kind of following I do. It's a beautiful thing, but at the same time, this is frustrating. And to be clear, there's also other stuff, right? You guys will see on, if you're just on YouTube, the paid YouTube spot thing, right? Which is a little more open, at least. But like people will have in the middle of their video a 1-minute sponsor read, and I've been contacted by a lot of the ones you've seen all over, right? And no, I am not going to sell you a VPN. I'm not going to try and give you new skills, and I'm not going to discuss shadowy legends. I am sponsored by my Patreon patrons. They make my channel possible rather than some company that's, yeah. But anyways, the reason I want to do this video is not only because I want to let the world know that no, I'm not really super interested in wireless breast pumps, but more importantly, I want to kind of share a little bit. I want to tell you 5 things about this whole influencer marketing world. I mean, one of them is just that this world exists, right? So much of the social media world, here, let me put something at least interesting on the freaking table here. So much of the damn social media world here is just bought and paid for. I get that a lot of folks make a living this way, selling products or ideas. This is, by the way, Cricket Ritual and Via, one of their cool little solar watches. Anyways, I digress. This was sent to me by the manufacturer. Both of these things were, but I'm being disclosing about it. Anyways, I digress. But very often, people make a living this way, either selling products or ideas, and, it's often done in silence, behind the scenes, right? Nobody knows that money changed hand, or in some cases, it's disguised. Like, I've had people explicitly say, you're not allowed to tell anyone we're, providing this support. You need to make it look like you bought it. And it's like, screw every part of you and the horse you freaking rode in on. Again, this tends not to be people in the communities I work with. This just tends to be random marketing agencies. And look, it's a thing. I get why it would be tempting as a content creator, but it's a really common, to me, it feels a little bit like cheating, right? Because they're cheating the organic process of getting recommendations from friends, right? If the products and ideas aren't good enough to stand up to an honest review, if they're not good enough to actually be shared with other people, to get people excited for word of mouth kind of thing, you just pay an influencer instead. And they act excited and promote your view. I mean, remember, very explicitly in this thing is you need to unbox the package and let the audience know how excited you are. They are not just buying the thing coming on the table. They are buying the emotional experience of you saying that you're happy about it. And to me, that's really, really ugly. And you're just hoping that the people who are watching this aren't thinking critically. They're not asking questions. And they're not asking, who benefits, etc. And I do want to be very explicit here. Some folks argue that my taking products for review is the same damn thing, right? Some folks, will not listen to me because they consider me bought and paid for. Thing is, you're welcome to that opinion, right? If you don't want to listen to my channel, you're welcome to not. But you can read the disclaimer I send every maker on my website. You can talk to the companies I work with. You will be able to see that there is some difference. Yes, makers send me products, but not money. They're not sending me stuff, like, oh, here's $200 if you make a video. Absolutely not. They know that they're going to get the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to say things that are positive. I'm going to say things that are negative. This watch is really cool, but boy, does it need a freaking quick adjust, right? And the pins on this guy are really trying to come. I mean, the loom. Look, there are things that are great. There are things that are not great. And if anyone's not saying both, you got some trouble, right? But in these kinds of arrangements, it's all paid for, right? The opinions are paid for, the emotions are paid for, the exposure, as are the postings. And again, they're wanting you to charge for a story post for a newsfeed post. That's a whole kind of an affair. It's direct pay for play. It doesn't vibe with what I'm doing. It makes me honestly a little uncomfortable, and I kind of dislike being lumped in with that, even though I kind of am. At some level, I have to admit that. But anyways, that's why my disclaimer is structured the way it is. If you read that, I explicitly say, no, absolutely not. But, even if I'd like to think I'm different, it's important to think critically about everybody posting products and policies on social media. All of that, be critical. Think carefully. The thing is, as a YouTuber, this didn't used to happen, but it grows. As your channel grows, this becomes more and more common. You get approached by more and more people, right? And it's kind of a dangerous game. Because these companies have very little consideration to what this does for the people who are, hosting it, right? They want the mention and move on, but they don't contemplate the effect of if I were to just offhand, size comparison, here's a breast pump, everybody is going to freaking leave my channel in droves, right? That would be horrible for me. It would burn the bridge very readily, right? And low-quality influencing is just kind of selling you credibility. If I'm suddenly pimping some weight loss shake in my Instagram feed, how many people are going to unfollow me that day? Well, hopefully a number of them, right? And I get that some folks do make a living doing it, and, they take a very different tack, but I can't. I can't imagine going there. And honestly, when I read things like this, it's kind of borderline sad, right? When I get the, the freaking this kind of thing, right? This reeks of depression and sadness to me. I get why a knife company or a pen company or a watch company might approach them. I don't blame them. I appreciate at some level they feel good enough in their product that they want to share. But like breast pumps, macrame plant hangers, I mean, and I feel like the number of people who actually look at what I do on my channel before they send these things is remarkably small. I feel like there must be a mailing list of YouTubers with greater than X subscribers, and they just bomb them. And this seems to get more common with every time I hit like the 135, and then when I get 140, I'll get even more, right? It's a constant and ongoing thing. But I have sympathy for a brand that's just trying to get started, right? You bought some time at a factory, you made a factory, and you're making a bunch of products, but no one gives a damn about your stuff because the market is so saturated that even a product that's great, well, you won't get any traction organically. I see why you want to go that route. I understand why you might turn to some random jackass with a louder voice, even if I have no relevance to your target market, as an attempt to get your words heard in a room of 1 million people screaming. But, dude, it reeks of depression and sadness, right? And especially when I get these kinds of things, it's just like, oh man, you were trying so desperately to make it that you're willing to email me to pimp your breast pumps? Really? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope things get better for you there, whatever the heck your name is. That's a thing. The other thing that you want to remember is that it's not just products anymore. Increasingly, people are using influencers to promote ideas and perspectives, and in some cases, even conspiracy theories. You know, whether it's somebody trying to force a viral ad campaign by, hey, if you want to share this meme, we'll pay you money, right? Or, you can use it to seed doubt in a competing product, right? Or in a competing an idea, a politician even, a country. I mean, you can use this to increase divisiveness, to spread messages that you think is going to weaken a community or even a country. And it can be used to spread conspiracy theories. And in fact, a lot of the folks pimping that, yeah, but this can be a really effective way to do a lot of harmful things. I mean, paying some jerk with 1 billion followers to spread the message you want spread is a really cost-effective way to wage a silent war, and it can be amazingly powerful. This is part of the reason why it's really important not to believe everything you see, to stop and think twice before resharing, to fact check. Ask yourself, who actually benefits from my sharing this? And I mean that for every damn thing, right? Any post, if you feel like, maybe I should reshare that, ask yourself, who's going to benefit? Is this going to help the community? Is this just going to cause pain and anger? That's a thing to ask. But anyways, I mean, my biggest message here is to be aware of it. Be wary of it. In your daily life, play spot the influencer. And even if you think, oh yeah, that's him, keep that in mind. But here are some easy steps that you should take from somebody who, unfortunately, he's often lumped in, right? I mean, so if your favorite social media celebrity is acting excited about a product or a concept, you should always ask that question. Like, is this something that they would actually get excited about, right? This merits critical evaluation. Ask yourself, do they disclose ads or samples of, paid placements, right? If something comes to me from a maker, I will tell you that. That's not making me immune necessarily, but it's certainly something that if you say it, or if you look at the corner of their post and it says ad, then at least they're telling you, like, somebody paid me to post this. I don't actually believe that, right? But you can be more nuanced about it, right? Is this plausibly something that the person should be excited about or enjoy? Is this out of line with their norm? There's a lot of stuff I love out there because it's really great, because it's, ridiculous or awesome. I am not being sponsored by the Spidicodelica, size comparison, by the way. No, but I love it because it's great. But if my favorite, if your favorite knife influencer suddenly starts talking about breast pumps, then you start to ask yourself some questions here, right? Or, another thing to ask is, did the product disappear from their life after the one story post? Look, I get it. As a reviewer, stuff doesn't tend to necessarily stick around. But if somebody says, oh my God, I've just found the best knife ever, no one else will ever match this in the history of universe, they're going to replace everything else in my life, and then they never talk about it again? That's one of the things that you start to ask questions, right? I get it, right? And especially if you see like structured posting 3 days in a row or something like that, those are questions you want to start asking. That's not saying that everybody who likes a product is a shill, but it's a thing you want to ask yourself about. Affiliate links are another thing. Now, of course, not all affiliate link people are doing this, right? And if you're open and you're transparent about it, if they say, hey, this supports the channel, keep that in mind. It's usually fine, but be wary of like an organic product placement that has an affiliate link down at the bottom, right? Somebody says, well, I'm not being paid to say this, but I really love Nature Sill power mega drinks. And, click the link in my profile if you're curious. And it's like, naturesill.com/Nick Shabazz. You're probably looking at some sketchy stuff. That's probably not an organic, actual enjoyment thing. Another thing to ask is, are they being critical? Are they presenting things they like and dislike? Or are they just promoting? Is it just an advertisement? And then the biggest thing is just like, who benefits from this? Anytime you see a post by anybody, ask who benefits from this. Is this something that they're posting because they think it's going to benefit the community? Or is it something they're posting because, well, they want to share what they're seeing with their friends? Do they really genuinely believe that, this is truly, this is one of the better, screwdrivers. I use this because I really think it's great. It's not because I'm being paid for. It's a good freaking screwdriver. Try one, you'll like it. But that's one kind of benefit. But the other question is like, well, could the person posting it be benefiting? Could the maker be benefiting from it? And thus maybe paying them? Who wants me to buy this product? Who wants me to spread this? Who wants me to believe this idea or this crazy theory? And what's the harm if I do spread it? What's the harm if I share it around? What could that do to my, community, to my friends, etc.? I mean, look, the fact is there are more and more people trying to influence you on a regular basis, and it's easy to mistake clever marketing or even psychological operation for a true belief and an endorsement by somebody on social media. So that's something you want to keep in mind. It is genuinely a thing, and I guess for marketing people, it's working pretty well. But it's something you need to be aware of. And you can't take everything at face value, and you should always be critical for everybody, myself included. But mostly, honestly, it's kind of just hilarious when I wake up in the morning and find this kind of insanity in my inbox. It's just like, really? Macrame plate hanger? Breast pump? No. So anyways, I figured you get a kick out of that, and maybe you learned something about influencer marketing. You be a little more careful next time you see something. Anyways, hope this has been interesting to you and that this had a positive influence and that you have yourselves an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.